Today we're going to be checking out the top 10 food cities in Europe.
Welcome to Mojo Travels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 food cities in
American
Europe.
watching
Are you a fan
an
of our
American
videos? Be sure to
the
subscribe
top
to
10
Mojo
food
Travels
video
and ring
or
the
food
bell to be
cities in
notified
Europe.
about our latest videos.
You know, I know you guys are going to love this one. You're going to be like,
For this list,
why are
we're
they
looking
picking
at
that
cities
one?
across
What
Europe
is
that have
trash?
developed a
Or something
reputation
like that, I
as
don't know.
must-visit foodie destinations.
all right, let's get into it. Come on.
Number 10, Krakow, Poland. This city is best
Krakow?
known for its architecture and
butcher the hell
World
out of
War
these
II
names.
history. Upon arrival, however, those who do their homework before booking tables are
You know, I've heard several great things about Krakow. I'm not going to lie. So, you know, not surprised it's on this list. It's definitely on my bucket list to go to one of these days.
quickly blown away by Krakow's culinary offerings. What's so great about the Krakow food scene is that it's a real
the
blend of new
pierogies.
and old. Travelers could spend a few weeks eating their way through the city exclusively focusing on traditional fare. But Krakow also has more than its fair share
that
of
how you say it,
forward-thinking
Krakow?
contemporary restaurants that are pushing the
I an
culinary
idiot?
boundaries. What earns it a spot on our list, however, is where old meets new. Krakow's innovative chefs are finding exciting ways to breathe new life into the time-honored classics. Speaking of classics, don't miss the oważanek, a bagel-adjacent ring of dough that's emblematic of the city. Number
Hey, as an American, I love my bagels. Not going to lie. Little scallion cream cheese on a bagel.
9, Edinburgh, Scotland.
Edinburgh?
A laid-back city that also knows how to party, Edinburgh doesn't need any help attracting tourists. When you've got a historic hilltop castle overlooking your city, the job's done. All that history makes Edinburgh a great city for wandering, and all that walking is a great way to work up an appetite. Edinburgh excels on all levels.
You know, that's the one thing I love about Europe, man. Your cities are just so walkable. Here in the US, I think that's the reason why us Americans are so fat in general, is because nothing is walkable. Whereas in Europe, everything is walkable. Like, you could literally walk down to the shop, get some food, walk down, you know, around town, come back, talk to some people, and then get back to your house and not even hop in your car. But in America, if you want to go to the store, you gotta hop in the car. If you want to go talk to some people, hop in your car. If you want to go into the city, you gotta hop in your car. It's just, you know,
When it comes to
not
food.
walkable.
There are countless cheap cafes where you can grab a quick bite, but the city also has Michelin stars going on. From Café St.
What
Honore's
is
slow
Edinburgh
food
known
approach to
for?
the cheap but artful street food of Ting Tai Caravan, Edinburgh has got it all.
Ting
If you've
Tai.
got room in your itinerary, it's worth making the 1-hour drive east from Edinburgh to North Berwick too. The local culinary upstarts in this coastal town are making big waves in the food world.
That looks so cool.
Number
man.
8, Reykjavik Iceland. When
Reykjavik?
people visit Iceland,
Reykjavik.
it's generally for the epic landscapes, a land of unparalleled natural beauty.
I've been to the
Iceland's
airport.
surreal
Never
environments
been
often make this feel like
to
a trip to an
Reykjavik. I wanna
alien
go,
planet. Spend some time in the capital city of Reykjavik, however, and you'll find similarly out-of-this-world food. More than just a place to rest your head between days exploring the countryside, Reykjavik is
You know, side note, I've heard a rumor about Iceland. I don't know if it's true, but apparently like 70% of the people are related to each other. So if you see people married in Iceland, there's a good chance that they're marrying their cousins.
the foodie destination
Just
in
gonna
its
say that.
own right. Matur og Drykkur is a cozy space offering creative new twists on classic Iceland dishes.
I don't know how I feel about the
While
raw
La
salmon
Primavera
or the raw
Ristorante
fish.
is proof that you can get incredible northern Italian dishes outside of Italy. Nordic, French, Asian, and South
Ooh.
American cuisines are all
Yeah, give me some of
represented
that.
in the
Anything
city,
with
and they're
potatoes
being
and
done
meat.
with a whole lot of love.
Give it to me.
For natural wine enthusiasts, the local bars make Reykjavik an absolute must-visit. Number 7, Cornwall, England.
Cornwall.
London's reputation precedes it when it comes to all things food. It's home to some of the top restaurants in the world. And because it's such a diverse city, the culinary
What is
scene is
that?
a beautiful tapestry of cultures and
ham?
flavors.
Bruschetta?
But it casts such a large shadow that we felt it more important to highlight one of the country's most exciting and overlooked foodie destinations, Cornwall. Granted, it's not a city, but we're bending the rules here. The Cornish climate is such that it actually provides many of the country's top chefs with choice ingredients. In recent years, the focus on eating local has actually
this
drawn
where
many
the
of those chefs to
Cornish
Cornwall to
ham
set
or
up
whatever they
shop
call
in
it
the
is from?
area. Don't get us wrong, the pasties here still live up to the Cornwall name, and the scones remain out of this world. but institutions like Fitzroy and Coomshead Farm are serving up some of the most exciting food in England. Number 6. Lisbon, Portugal.
Yo.
Honestly, Portugal
I've been to Lisbon, man. Lisbon had some very good food. And it's cheap, man. I took an Uber literally all through the whole town. It was like €6. Lisbon is so cheap.
one of those countries where you have to really go out of your way to get a bad meal. Porto has a wealth of restaurants to choose from, with fish featuring prominently on the menu.
Did they just go from Lisbon to Porto? Isn't that like a 3-hour drive?
And you really haven't lived until you try the delicious francesinha sandwich, which originated in the city before spreading across the country and beyond.
Do I need to?
Still, we think that Lisbon has got Porto beat. While the latter feels very rooted in tradition, Lisbon does its heritage proud while also being a vibrant international food destination. Local specialties include a cod dish called bacalhau à brás and pastéis de nata, a custard
Give me
tart.
more of those.
As for the essential and most celebrated eateries, you're spoiled for choice. A few highlights, however, include O Galito for rustic elegance, A Valenciana for piri-piri chicken, and Bel Canto for modern Portuguese fine dining. Number 5. Galway, Ireland.
Galway.
Don't let this city's easygoing
You better watch
attitude
out
and
for them
welcoming
Galway
ways
girls.
fool you. They're
Ed Sheeran
serious
told
about
us.
their food. Galway might be a small city with a population of under 80,000 people, but it was named a European Capital of Culture in 2020 and is a true hub for the arts. All that creativity has made its way into the food. At the heart of Galway's culinary scene is food pioneer J.P. McMahon, who has really helped put the city on the map. His restaurant, Anir, claims one of the city's 2 Michelin stars and specializes in elevating Irish fare to unprecedented heights. Oyster ice cream? Don't knock it till you try it. But Galway is by no means a one-hit wonder. McCambridge's, Oscar's Seafood Bistro, and McDonough's are all sure bets when it comes to great food. Cava Bodega, a tapas spot, is another highlight. Number 4. Lyon, France. Even more so than London, Paris is a city with serious clout when it comes to food. There are many who will go so far as to call it the single greatest food city in the world. But this is a list about the best food cities in Europe.
I've been to Paris a few times, and when they served a raw egg on my pizza, I'm not putting Paris on this list. I'm sorry. I am not putting Paris on this list. It was so god dang nasty. And then whenever I got a sandwich, oh my God, they would put a raw egg on it. I remember when I was a kid, literally they cracked that thing right on the sandwich. And I was like, no, remake that thing.
So we're
I don't know if
guessing
it's
you
changed
already
since I've
know.
been there,
Plus,
but
the popularity of Paris is such that there are a lot of tourist traps to avoid. Not to mention steep prices and long lines. For some of the best French food you've ever had, and an all-around fantastic travel experience, visit the city of Lyon instead. It was a foodie city before we invented the term foodie. It's where the nouvelle cuisine of the 1960s first took off, and remains a hub of innovation. The city's best bites can be found at Bouchon, small, unpretentious institutions where French classics get a new lease on life, typically in the hands of upstart young chefs. Number 3. San Sebastián, Spain. Spain, like Portugal, is a tough country in which to get a bad meal. Foodies will want to do a tasting tour of the entire country, given that there are so many regional cuisines to be discovered. If we had to pick just one city for your foodie adventures, however, it would have to be San Sebastián. Here in Basque country,
they're talking about San Sebastián, but I went to, Malaga? Oh my God, I have this truffle, egg, and bacon little concoction on some noodles, and I cannot stop thinking about it. I want to go back and get it. Maybe when I save up some money, if YouTube hits it big, I'll go back. But
locals cook up some of the most delicious seafood imaginable. There's a high density of Michelin stars here, but the love of food runs deep in this coastal city, so it's also easy to get a great meal on a budget.
What is
Pinchos, which are the Basque equivalent of tapas, tend to be consistently fantastic throughout the city and throughout the region. Of course, if you're willing to splurge and want an unforgettable dining experience, Arzak, Mugaritz, and Asador Echibari are among the area's most celebrated institutions. Number 2, Copenhagen, Denmark.
Oh no, hell no. I'm not accepting this one. Number 2, bro, their like native dish was like some fish on like a seeded breaded little like granola bar thingy, and they served that thing to me, and it was like 20 euro, and it was literally, you see this little part of the video right here at Nijhaven, it's at a restaurant literally right here. It was like a seeded little piece of bread, and they put like some sauce on it and some fish, I think. Nasty, dude. I'm not accepting
not
that.
include the birthplace of new
I don't
Nordic
think I had
cuisine.
good food in
This
Copenhagen.
culinary
I don't mean to
ideology
hate
was
on my
championed by
Danish
Klaus Meyer
brothers,
and places
but
a focus on local and seasonal ingredients, often overlooked
Other
traditional
parts of
methods of
Denmark,
food
though?
preparation and purity of flavor.
It was good.
The movement kicked off in 2004, and though the ideology
I'm gonna pause
has
it real quick. Sausages, anything meat related in Denmark, fire, dude, so good. But
spread far and
other
wide,
stuff?
Copenhagen remains the epicenter of this culinary change. Noma is among the most famous restaurants in the world and requires little introduction. Here, countless talented chefs have learned under the expertise of chef-owner René Redzepi over the years. Today, many of them have gone on to open their own incredible eateries in Copenhagen.
I'm surprised Italy is not on this list.
Una o Otte, Sanchez,
Some of the
and
best food I've
Mirabelle.
had
It's
in
easy
Europe.
to spend a fortune
Definitely
on
in
food
Italy.
in Copenhagen, and it's worth it, but one can equally eat well on a budget. Juno the Bakery, Pompet, and Ronnie's are all great and affordable
I went to
options.
Juno. It was very
Number
good.
1, Bologna, Italy.
Bologna.
Venice and Rome might get all the tourists, but they can keep them. Bologna is rich in flavor, and that's what really counts. In recent years, it's been labeled the culinary capital of not only Italy, but Western Europe. It's a serious contender on the world stage.
I can see why this is number
northern
one.
city, casually called La Grassa, or the Fat,
Me personally, I like Southern Italian cuisine better, but I do get why Bologna is number
is
one.
known for its mortadella, tortellini in brodo, and, as the name suggests, tagliatelle al ragù, or bolognese. Honestly, there are life-changing bites of food to be found around every corner. But Trattoria di Via Sera and All'Osteria Bottega are two eatery standouts. While Bologna is the starring attraction,
I knew Italy was different when I got served wine when I was 13 years old. I knew Italy
also
was
highly
different.
recommend exploring the greater Emilia-Romagna region. It's home of the Parma ham, Parmigiano Reggiano cheese,
Parmigiano
Lambrusco
Reggiano.
wine, and balsamic vinegar. And it's just an